South Africa's last three elections have been peaceful. A far cry from the fear that gripped the nation in the early part of 1994, emanating largely from violence that turned parts of the country into killing fields and no-go areas.
I do not believe anymore in talks or just addressing you here for the sake of talking to you. You know, I believe in action. We are not going to lose a single life anymore.
In the end, though, the enthusiasm and determination of South Africans, the overwhelming majority of whom were voting for the first time, prevailed. And the election was, in the end, free and fair. The 2014 election has brought back the ugly spectre of a poll that may not be as free and fair as our nation deserves. Although not quite to the extent we saw prior to the 1994 election, again, service delivery protests, inter-party tensions, and murders of local leaders have become common. Is South Africa returning to an era most had thought would never happen again? How did we get here? What can be done to stop it all? And who should take responsibility?
Back live in KwaZulu-Natal, northern KwaZulu-Natal, we are indeed exploring this province even further in greater detail. Let's further this conversation. Now, the first citizen of this province joins me now live, Premier Mchunu. Thank you very much indeed, Premier, for joining us. Now, we just had a look at this insert. It talks about political violence in the 90s. It really raged in the early 90s. Obviously, we don't want to go back to that, isn't it? What, as you, as Premier, are you assuring the citizens of your province that in terms of safety and security all is sorted?
Yeah, definitely. We've come a long way as KwaZulu-Natal. From the days when on a daily basis we heard crying voices in villages and in townships where our people were killing each other as a result of political intolerance. But of course, which was orchestrated from above, because people couldn't have just fought on their own, relatives against each other. But as soon as we passed from elections in April, and we had a different government, then we started seeing this violence subsiding, and finally subsiding in 1996. What we've then seen after 1996 were just hits here and there, but we were past the heavy thing. And from 2000 onwards, the province has been getting to normal. And now I can assure the citizens of our province that we have seen it all, and we have seen ourselves through. KwaZulu-Natal is once more a normal province, a peaceful province, now geared to focusing on economic development and attending to other social needs of our people. So all of us are now using our energies to really focus on day-to-day things and needs of our people. Of course, we have seen these incidents in Wamashu and in Wembesi. These are sporadic incidents. We're not underplaying them. We're focusing on them just to really clean the province out of this violence that we saw in the past. I think these were just the things that would go as they came.
So you would say, Premier, that saying that KwaZulu-Natal is synonymous with political intolerance is unfair?
Well, definitely. 3 months ago, we were 3 parties contesting elections in 3 by-elections in KwaNongoma. And what I saw there was a complete change. because there was IFP there, there was NFP there, and there was ANC there, heavily involved in the campaign. And we're going past each other, driving past each other, greeting each other, smiling at each other, including the people and volunteers that were campaigning. There was no tension, it was happening for the first time.
Sure.
So I was saying, if we could do that in Nongoma, there's no other place in KwaZulu-Natal where we can't achieve the same.
KwaZulu-Natal has come leaps and bounds in terms of the last 20 years, isn't it? Lots of infrastructure, beautiful stadiums, beautiful airports. What's some of your highlights?
Well, as soon as we had done away with violence, where government and political leaders would concentrate on it, it was clear then we had to shift focus and focus had to shift to development. Of course, starting with getting together institutions of democracy, integrating different departments that had been created on the basis of race. And now we then got marching very soon, and we then started really having a government of the people that started building roads, providing water, building new schools, building new clinics, almost on a monthly basis. And once that had been established, we then began to see things like Moses Mabhida Stadium, and then other district stadium, because of on one hand 2010 was coming, and here were these beautiful things that we had never thought of before, but now they were there as part of democracy and as part of a new South Africa.
Indeed.
And we're very happy. And we now have King Shaka International Airport.
Indeed.
We fly from there not only to Joburg but to other parts of the world.
It is indeed a beautiful province and lots of infrastructure. Premier, thank you very much indeed. That's what we'll have to leave it. The heavens are seemingly opening up. The rain is coming down a bit. So let's more to talk about right here in KwaZulu and Northern KwaZulu-Natal. More still to come. Stay with us. Morning Live will be back after this.